Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
Hello, this is Marcia Hawkins, and this is Elevating with Marcia. Welcome to the show today. We're going to be taking a look at a couple of different things. We're going to talk a little sports, we're going to talk a little insurance, and we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the world because, let's face it, there's a lot going on, as you are all very well aware. All right, if you would like to feature your business on a podcast, it really is a great investment for your business. You can direct message me via Facebook or Instagram at Elevating with Marcia. Podcasting really is the communication vehicle you need to catch a ride in. Right now, it's a fantastic way to get in front of your intended audience. Podcasting really has been around for quite a while, but it definitely has taken over all means in which business can directly communicate and create superfans for their businesses. It's an excellent way to get your personalized message to your customers, your patients, your clients. All right, everybody, if you want to listen to the podcast, you can always catch it on XM 203, Sirius 217, and on the XM app at 967 Sports Byline USA Radio Network. You can also hear it on iHeartRadio, Amazon Audible, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, and the American Forces Radio Network, which happens to be my favorite. And today, Elevating with Marcia is brought to you by myhealth-quotes.com. There's a lot to get to when it comes to health insurance and life insurance, and I invite you to stop by myhealth-quotes.com to learn how to understand why it's not advised to simply go online, obtain a quote. There's just so much that goes into the underwriting criteria, and you never want to buy a plan that you find out later when you make a claim you are simply not qualified and they end up not paying the claim. So there's a lot that goes into it. And of course, I want to teach you how to maximize all the benefits of your plan. I invite you again to stop by myhealth-quotes.com to schedule a consultation to be an educated consumer of insurance. All right, as I said, we're going to be talking a little bit of sports. We're going to talk a little bit about insurance. Open enrollment period has ended in most states, and open enrollment starts up again November 1st for coverage for January 1st, 2022. And there are other options for you that I'm going to outline, and we can talk a little bit about what's going on in the world because, as I said, there's a lot going on. But we do need to pay some bills and take a quick break before we delve into all of that on Elevating with Marcia. Today on Elevating with Marcia, XM 203, Sirius 217, and on the app 967 Sports Byline Radio. We'll be right back.
The world is changing so fast these days. You ever feel like you're not keeping up personally or professionally? Enter Elevated Media ESQ. Elevating with Marcia allows you to advertise in a forum you never thought possible. They feature a business in an interview-type fashion, which is comfortable, amazingly affordable, and flexible. Not only that, the feature on your business is then formulated into a podcast for convenient, on-demand listening 24/7, 365. These times we're living in demand a different, clearer, more concise message. Does this sound like how you feel about how you market and advertise your business? Reach out today, no matter how big or small your business is. Elevating with Marcia is highly effective, and you'll be so grateful for the superfans she'll create. Email hello@elevatedmediaesq.com. Elevated Media ESQ, changing your business for the better.
Can you name the 3 habits of healthy hygiene? We shower, we brush our teeth, and we... Wait a minute. What third habit? Think about it. The pandemics reminded us that the nose is your body's filter against a constant invasion of airborne germs. Your nose traps allergens, bacteria, and viruses, but like any filter, the more it's clogged up, the less it works. Now it's easy to clean your nose with Navage. My name's Martin Hoke, and I did not invent nasal irrigation. It's been around thousands of years, but I did invent Navage to make nasal irrigation easy for everyone. Navage uses powered suction to flush out germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you very sick. People love Navage. It has 4.7 stars with over 70,000 online reviews. And over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and select Walmarts. Make cleaning your nose your third habit. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Angie's List is now Angie. Whether you need help with routine maintenance or you're planning your dream renovation, Angie connects you with top local pros who can get the job done right. See reviews, compare quotes, and book hundreds of projects. Plus, when you book and pay through Angie, we'll cover your project up to the full purchase price, plus limited damage protection with our Happiness Guarantee. Check out Angie.com, and for more on the Happiness Guarantee, go to Angie.com/happiness-guarantee.htm.
Between jobs, retiring, or just need health or life insurance, please visit myhealth-quotes.com or call 833-687-5261. Before you try to get a quote online, call us. We will provide you with the information most sites will not. We teach you exactly what life or health insurance plan you qualify for, how to use your plan, and maximize your benefits. We provide you with the information to make a knowledge-based decision to ensure selecting the right plan. myhealth-quotes.com to schedule an appointment.
All right, everybody, welcome back. This is Marcia Hawkins on Elevating with Marcia, Sirius XM 203, Sirius 203, and XM on the app at 967 Sports Byline USA Radio Network. All right, so we're going to be talking a little sports first. We're going to go over a little sports news, and then we're going to get into everything else today. All right, the NFL preseason on Cam Newton, he definitely looks like he is settling in as the quarterback for New England. He looked fantastic last night in the preseason. I know, I get it. It is the preseason. You can't get too excited about it. I mean, someone made the analogy to me when I boasted about them shutting out the Philadelphia Eagles, that it was like the Pop Warner version had showed up for the Eagles. I get all that. I know a lot of people don't think the preseason is much to write home about. I've admitted on the program I'm not that excited about the preseason. It's just, get me to the season opener. But I love football so much. I do enjoy watching it. But I definitely felt like Cam Newton brought the synergy that I was looking for. I talked about it a little bit on last week's program. I really feel like he's starting to settle down. I mean, he signed so late in the season last year. Many people know that the Patriot playbook is one of the most complex playbooks there is to learn. We had players out on COVID. We had so much going on. And I think, truthfully, the culture of the New England Patriot way, I mean, any player that has come to New England that did not thrive in that environment will tell you they simply struggled to buy into that culture of the Bill Belichick way, the Robert Kraft way, and of course, when Tom Brady was there, the Tom Brady way. So I feel like Cam Newton is really settling in. He looked very comfortable last night, racked up some good stats, not mention that as well. But Mac Jones, I would be remiss in not mentioning, he definitely looked quite comfortable as well as a starting quarterback spot for sure. And we definitely have a QB1 contest going on in New England for sure. So I got to ask, what's Bill Belichick going to do? Is he going to tap number 10 or number 1 for the starting season position of quarterback for the New England Patriots this season? Tempers were flaring. Antonio Brown bounced from the Tampa Bay Titan practice the other day, ripped a helmet off. I'm not sure what he was thinking. Finally, he's getting back where he can kind of put some of the controversy behind him. And lo and behold, here we are back at it again. I'm not quite sure what he's thinking. I'm sure Tom Brady will have some stern words for him. There's just no need of that. Not sure what's going on with him, but he definitely needs to get his temper under control. I love Antonio Brown. I was heartbroken when the Patriots released him over allegations. I felt like he never got due process with that. And I truthfully, I think Tom Brady was none too happy about that as well. So we'll have to see what happens. And hey, we got Big Ben Roethlisberger on tap to play in Saturday's game. And we have Mike McCarthy stating a high likelihood we are not going to see Dak Prescott in the preseason. I actually concur with that decision. I still have PTSD watching Tony Romo go down for the last time with that broken collarbone again. I don't know what it is about Cowboy quarterbacks, but they definitely seem to be prone to injury. I second that motion with Mike McCarthy. Keep Dak Prescott out of the preseason. There's no point in putting him in. He's back. He's healthy. Let's see what he can do for the 2021 season. Seattle Seahawks signed Jamal Adams to a 4-year extension with maximum value of $72 million. And the 49ers look like they are parting ways with Josh Rosen after his struggles in training camp. And the Detroit Lions released long snapper Don Mulback after 17 seasons. Wow. That decision, not without controversy with the Detroit Lions coach, Dan Campbell. He's taken a lot of heat for that decision, and I was a little surprised by it myself. And the Jacksonville Jaguars have parted ways with quarterback Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow, I got a funny story about Tim Tebow. I actually was in Hawaii the year that we had the incoming missile alert come across our phones. I was in Oahu visiting my son. I was at the condo, sitting out on the balcony, having a much-needed cup of coffee in the morning, talking with my husband, got an alert on my phone, looked at it. And at the time, New England was suffering from flash flooding in the winter. We had a lot of snow and a lot of rain, and there was some flash flooding. So I looked at it, didn't get, I obviously checked back, make sure everything back here with family and friends were fine. Didn't give it much thought. About maybe 10 minutes later, the alert goes off again, thinking it was just more of the same. Didn't give it much thought, but kind of casually glanced over it on my phone, and I look, and then I look back again, and I'm thinking, am I reading this right? An incoming ballistic missile from North Korea is on my phone screen. And I had to blink a few times, read it again, showed the phone to my husband, asked him, am I seeing this correctly? I'm not sure I'm seeing this correctly. And he read it, and immediately we realized, okay, this was the big thing. Then all of a sudden we look down at the pool area, and people are in panic. You can hear people running. You can hear people screaming. My husband opts to take the stairs to go down to find out at the front desk what we should do. I immediately turned on the TV, thinking that there was going to be some type of notice there. They finally broke in and said, we have an incoming missile. We have not been able to verify whether or not this is a mistake. I got to tell you, it was an event in my life that I will never, ever in a million years forget. I was ironically eerily calm, and I don't know why. Obviously, I started texting family and friends. Do you know anything? Are they? I'm just trying to. I'm starving for accurate information as to what I should do. And at that point, the front desk at the condominium was just telling us to basically get under our beds and hope for the best. They had no information. Now, from the time that went off, and I believe it was about 8:30, maybe sometime between 8 and 8:30, I can't remember. I'd have to check my phone for the exact time. But if it took literally close to 45 minutes to find out that it was, in fact, a mistake from a dispatcher, if you will, in the defense system that inadvertently sent it out. And it was, I got to tell you, it was just my nerves were just shot for the rest of the day. It was just really quite something to experience. And at the time, it was kind of funny. Later in the day, things had calmed down. I was actually watching some of the playoff games for football, and I opted to run down to the burger stand to get some lunch for my husband and I. And I'm walking down there, and I look up and I see this man, and I recognize him, but I can't think who he is at the time. And I think a lot of people in Oahu at that time were just really trying to come off what was a very, a nerve-wrangling morning. And I kept looking at him, and, I didn't lock eyes with him, but, obviously we made eye contact because I was walking right by him. And it wasn't until I passed him few minutes later that I realized it was Tim Tebow, and sure enough, went to his social media, and I knew he was in town, but he had taken to social media to talk about how he had been on island when that whole thing happened. So that was as close as I ever got to Tim Tebow. But I'm a fan of Tim Tebow. I like him. I know a lot of people give him a hard time about his religion. I don't know why. I don't think anyone should judge anyone for their religion, but I thought he was a great guy. I thought he had a great work ethic. And I thought he got kind of a raw deal from a couple of, commentators that you made some disparaging comments about him. But I'm a fan of Tim Tebow, and I only wish that I had been a little bit more with it that day and said hello to him. So that's my story with Tim Tebow, but love Tim Tebow. So we got a lot going on in the world. The whole situation in Afghanistan is upsetting. If you've been tuning into my podcast, you'll know that I have a personal reason for being quite concerned about the events unfolding over in Afghanistan. Because this show is broadcasted on the American Forces Radio Network, I would be remiss in not saying something about it. I don't think people can truly understand what a family goes through and what a soldier goes through when they get deployed, especially under situations of an emergency of that magnitude. So it is, it's quite distressing to me with what's going on, and I'm hoping that we can get a handle on what's going on over there. I know 2 tours in Iraq that I did. My son told me that Afghanistan was a much harder deployment for different reasons, or they were both hard deployments, but Afghanistan was much harder because of the terrain and what the soldiers endured. I can't tell you how many boots I sent over there in care packages, how many refrigerators I sent over, not to mention food, because the supply chain was affected many times. And so needless to say, I'm a little... again, my nerves are a little wrangled by what's going on over there. I have a personal story about Afghanistan, and I will tell you it definitely affects me deeply with what's going on over there. So I am hoping beyond hope that, and again, this is not a political statement by any stretch of the imagination. It's a humanitarian statement. I do hope that we are able to get our citizens out of there, the Afghanis that helped us while we were there, and hoping that this can come to a quick resolution and fast. But we do need to take a quick break. This is Elevating with Marcia on XM 203, Sirius 217, and on the app 967 Sports Byline USA Radio Network. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have you written a book? You can become a published author with Dorrance Publishing, the nation's oldest publishing services company. Countless authors have trusted Dorrance for nearly 100 years to bring their book to the market. Our professional team will edit your text, design your book pages, and create an appealing, eye-catching custom cover. Plus, our authors benefit from a custom book promotion marketing campaign that makes your book available where people buy books, like Amazon and brick-and-mortar bookstores. So make this free call right now to claim your free author's guide to publishing. Don't wait another day. Take one step closer to realizing your dream of becoming a published author and seeing your name in print. You've already written a book, so the next thing to do is make this free call right now to Dorrance Publishing and get your free guide to publishing. Call right now.
800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. That's 800-485-6003.
I'm going to tell you how you can get real health care for as little as $6 a day. Yes, now you can get affordable health care for you and your family immediately and save as much as 50% off your current monthly health care payments. Our plans are perfect for people that are self-employed, can't afford health benefits where they work, or just want to pay less for their current health care. And coverage is guaranteed regardless of your medical condition. We even offer some of the new Christian faith-based health benefits. Save up to 50% on your family's health care. Make a free quick call now. There are no contracts, and we give you a 10-day money-back trial period. Call Provision Enrollment right now for your risk-free, guaranteed health insurance quote starting at $6 a day.
800-472-5145. 800-472-5145. That's 800-472-5145.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
All right, everybody, welcome back. This is Marcia Hawkins on Elevating with Marcia. All right, I told you we were going to talk a little sports, and then we were going to talk a little insurance and a little bit what was going on in the world, which I addressed that in the last segment. So we are going to shift now. I want to talk about insurance because open enrollment has ended for the most part in most states. I don't believe there are any that are currently offering open enrollment to people without a qualifying event. And what a qualifying event would be is that if you had a qualifying life plan through either your group insurance with work or any other type of group insurance that contained the 10 essential benefits, and also if you had an ACA plan. When I reference an ACA plan, I'm merely talking about Obamacare. I reference Obamacare because that's the most identifiable name for the Affordable Care Act. So if I say Obamacare, that's what I'm referring to. And there's so many myths out there about the Obamacare plans, and I have delved into them quite extensively in the last couple of podcasts, and I am going to shift from that. But before I do want to talk about what is important to know about the Affordable Care Act. So now that we have transitioned into what is called from OEP, which stands for Open Enrollment Period, and we have now transitioned into Special Enrollment Period between now and November 1st in most states. What that simply means is that if you were to lose qualifying coverage, you would have 60 days to apply for new coverage that would take you to the end of the year. So if you lose your job, if you decide to retire, if you're offered a buyout package with a severance package, and you're losing your job, you do have 60 days to obtain coverage through the marketplace. However, if during special enrollment you opt to go for your COBRA, that will knock you out of being able to apply for Obamacare. And I will just say that on the COBRA plans, they tend to run about 6 months. They look pretty good. And then they typically raise the rate. You can be on a COBRA, which is your bridge insurance, if you will. It's your same plan, but you will be paying out of pocket. You have 18 months worth of COBRA coverage. And then once your COBRA ends, you are also eligible for a special enrollment period that allows you to apply for qualifying coverage. All right. So insurance is very complex. I swear I got involved in insurance because after being self-employed my entire life, I found it very difficult to try to navigate the healthcare system and the health insurance system. It's very difficult. There was at one point in time when Governor Romney in Massachusetts basically instilled Obamacare many years before the actual Obamacare got rolled out. That actually was the template, if you will, that Obamacare was based off of. We were required to have comprehensive health coverage in the state of Massachusetts. And when it first came out, it was incredibly expensive. For example, I was paying for my family $2,000 a month with a $10,000 deductible. It's pretty quick to do the math on that we were paying $34,000 out of pocket before we applied one Band-Aid. Outrageous, absolutely outrageous. And they were not giving premium tax credits to the state of Massachusetts at that point. It wasn't until Obamacare was initiated that the birth of the premium tax credit, was offered. So we were paying quite a bit of money. So, at the time, because we had our own exchange, it basically, when you live in a state that offers its own state exchange, typically what ends up happening is most private carriers will then pull out of that state because of all the it's just basically what it boils down to. It's not worth it for the carriers to be in there. Not all the states, but most of the states, most of them will offer very little by means of short term. Short term means 3 months, or it can be as quick as a 30-day plan, a 6-month plan, a 3-month plan, a 1-year plan, or a 3-year plan. Short-term insurance is good, but there are pitfalls with that, and I'm going to delve into that a little bit more. And then a lot of states will offer what's called a hospital indemnity plan, which is a fixed level benefit plan, and that's what I'm really going to be delving in today, because that's one that I don't endorse it, but I do feel that if that is the route that you have to take for insurance, that's probably the way that I would go, and I'm going to explain why. So if you find yourself without insurance and you do not qualify for the Affordable Care Act, again, I've said it 100 times, you do have to hit certain qualifications for Obamacare with your income. If you make too much money, you can pay full price. If you're offered insurance through your job, you are still eligible to apply for Obamacare. But the days of just going to a carrier like Blue Cross Blue Shield or Cigna or any of those plans to apply for a comprehensive health care plan are over. You absolutely 100% need to apply through the marketplace in order to apply for health insurance coverage. Now, if you make too much money and you are offered health insurance through your job, and that is too expensive for you, what I recommend you do is to talk to a qualified agent, a good agent that's not just looking to sell you insurance, but is looking to educate you on your options. You're going to be able to look and find out whether or not your group plan at your employer or the group plan that you're attached to, or whether or not the Obamacare plan might be more affordable for you. You probably in most cases will not get a premium tax credit. The only way you would get a premium tax credit is if a certain percentage of your income is being gouged by your monthly premiums with your health insurance, and I believe it's a little bit below 10, a little bit shy of 10%, then you would be eligible for a premium tax credit. But because I'm not a tax professional, I would prefer that I speak with you on the phone and I can calculate that numbers for you or put you in the right direction to find out whether or not, because there are tax implications if you take a premium tax credit that you are not qualified for. But I'm going to leave it at that because that's another whole topic that we could talk about, and I could spend the hour doing that. So we're going to move on to what's called a hospital indemnity plan. And right now, I just picked up a new line that I really like. It's a kind of a hybrid between a short-term plan and a hospital indemnity plan. Hospital indemnity plan is basically that it will pay you benefits for a fixed level benefit. So, for example, it may pay you $3,000 per day for each day that you're hospitalized, anywhere up to like $5,000 per day. I think they even run it as low as $1,000. There is what's called there's a report out there that actually gives you each state and what the average hospital stay is. And I want to say it averages about $2,500 per day. And that, of course, does not take into consideration some of the ancillary things that you may need done, or obviously important stuff that you need done, such as, an MRI or lab testing and all of that. But your average stay is going to run about $2,500 a day. So these hospital indemnity plans are kind of unique because one thing you have to do is you do have to go through medical underwriting, which I'm a huge fan of. If you go through medical underwriting, you don't have that fear that you have with a short-term plan where medical underwriting is only done once you make a claim. So if they happen to rip through your MIB report and find out that you were prescribed a blood pressure medication and you ended up having a stroke due to high blood pressure, there's a high likelihood that that plan is going to contest that claim and not pay it. So again, as I said in the opening, it's really not a good idea to just go online. I get calls all the time from people saying they're so frustrated because all they want is a quote. They don't want to talk to an agent. I get that. It's annoying. You get bombarded with text messages and calls and emails. It's worse than the car warranty. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. That said, it is far more important than a car warranty when you are, talking about your life. And I have had multiple people call me and tell me that they bought a plan they were not qualified for and subsequently made a claim and they were unable to get that carrier to pay the claim. So it is extremely important to understand the nuances of each and every feature of that plan and how to actually maximize those benefits. So the hybrid plan that I'm currently offering, I'm going to delve into more in the next segment because it really is it's kind of a unique product. I just started contracting with them a couple of weeks ago, and I've already, converted over a few people that their plans were expiring, and I know this was definitely the right direction to go for them. So, what I like about these plans is that typically they do not have a deductible. The new plan that I'm offering, as I said, is a hybrid, and they do have a deductible, but they have a unique feature that if you are hospitalized, they also pay you a fixed level benefit for that hospital charge, which will offset the deductible. But it pays a fixed level benefit from everything from office visits to the specialist, prescription drug coverage. This particular plan even offers coverage for mental health and substance abuse, which is kind of unheard of. So it's a very interesting plan, and I'm going to really get into the meat and potatoes of it in the next segment. But unfortunately, I got to pay some bills here on Elevating with Marcia on XM 203, Sirius 217, and on the app 967 Sports Byline USA Radio Network. You can find us on iHeartRadio, Amazon Audible, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, and my favorite, the American Forces Radio Network. We'll be right back. If you're not using podcasting for your business, you will. Not having a podcast is like not having a website. Hi, this is Marcia Hawkins of Elevating with Marcia on Sirius XM Channel 211, the Dan Patrick Channel. You can get your business on my podcast. It's a great way to create superfans for your business with a controlled message in a news format. What better way to get in front of your intended audience, your clients, your customers, or patients? Please contact me at hello@elevatedmediaesq.com about getting your business on my show, Elevating with Marcia. We also can create a personalized podcast that you can use on your website or social media channels. Contact me at hello@elevatedmediaesq.com and join me on Elevating with Marcia on Sirius XM Channel 211, the Dan Patrick Channel.
The double play!
It's baseball season, and you're ready to go all out. So you ordered the essentials to make game day a success, like a jersey, a power recliner, and a bigger screen. And you used your Bank of America customized cash rewards credit card, choosing to earn 3% cash back on online shopping. Rewards that you put toward an essential piece of the celebration, an air horn. Apply for yours at bankofamerica.com/more rewarding. Copyright 2021, Bank of America Corporation.
My doctor prescribed me Viagra. It wasn't covered by my insurance, so it was costing me like $65 a pill. That's expensive.
Over 20 million guys like us use Viagra. Over a certain age, we just need it. I found a way to pay less than $3 a pill and get virtually the same effect of the $65 pill. I heard an ad just like this on the radio, called, and for $99, I got 40 generic versions of the $65 pill. Save yourself money and call right now and get over 40 pills for $99. There's no embarrassment here to use Viagra. If we're over 50, we need it, but not at high prices. Call now with your credit card and get the 40 pill special for just $99.
800-399-3691. 800-399-3691. That's 800-399-3691.
Between jobs, retiring, or just need health or life insurance, please visit myhealth-quotes.com or call 833-687-5261. Before you try to get a quote online, call us. We will provide you with the information most sites will not. We teach you exactly what life or health insurance plan you qualify for, how to use your plan, and maximize your benefits. We provide you with the information to make a knowledge-based decision to ensure selecting the right plan. myhealth-quotes.com to schedule an appointment.
All right, everybody, welcome back. This is Marcia Hawkins on Elevating with Marcia. Welcome back to the final segment of Elevating with Marcia. We're talking insurance. I brought it back this week because of open enrollment ending nationwide. We are rounding the corner into open enrollment, which starts in most states on November 1st and ends on December 31st. There are a few states, California, Colorado, Massachusetts, and a few others that are outside those guidelines. They actually start a little earlier and they end a little later. But if you need comprehensive health insurance, and who doesn't, I'm going to talk about your alternatives today, which is a hybrid plan, which is referred to as a hospital indemnity fixed level benefit plan. So it's an interesting plan in that, as I said before the break, it will pay you a fixed level benefit on prescription drug coverage. So, for example, it will pay X amount of dollars on a generic prescription drug, and it will pay X amount of dollars on a brand prescription drug, and there is a huge difference, as most of you know. What I like about it is these plans are really designed for people who only want to have insurance in the what if scenario. They're healthy. They don't smoke. They do not drink a ton of alcohol. They work out. They're healthy. And they simply do not want to pay the high cost of an Obamacare plan. So for an example, if you took, and this is obviously each state is different. So for example, I have a couple in California that I wrote a policy for. They made about $400,000 per year, so they did not qualify for a premium tax credit through Obamacare and through the Covered California exchange. When I ran the quotes for them, they were going to be paying for a couple. They were in their early 60s, I believe. Their premium was going to be $4,400 a month. That's not a mistake. You are hearing me correctly. $4,400 per month. Needless to say, they wanted to look at their options. So they were eligible to apply because he had lost his job and lost his qualifying coverage. Again, California is a state-run state, so a lot of the carriers have pulled out. Outside of the exchange, you've got about two options, one of which is going to be what's called a faith-based health share program, which I'm going to do a whole segment on that at another time. The faith-based health share programs are great, again, for people who are healthy, live a good lifestyle, don't smoke cigarettes, don't drink a lot of alcohol, and for the most part are very healthy and just simply are not willing to pay the high price premiums. $4,400 is a huge chunk of change. Even if you're making $400,000 a year, that's a lot of money to pay for people who are seemingly very, very healthy and have not had any health issues nor pre-existing health conditions. So the Affordable Care Act, a lot of people, when I get a call from a consumer, they'll say, well, I thought on private plans, or I thought on all insurances had to take people with pre-existing conditions. That is not true. That only qualifies for group insurance that you get through your employer or, again, the Affordable Care Act / Obamacare. So you do not have that option on short-term insurance, which is really designed to carry you from job to job if you happen to lose your coverage. But the hybrid plans, the hospital indemnity plans, are great for people who, as I said, are healthy. They have a healthy lifestyle. They don't have any pre-existing health conditions. Now, high blood pressure typically is not what we deem a knockout question. And trust me, there are knockout questions. If you've had cancer in the past 10 years, any heart issues, any blood disorders, those definitely can be knockout questions. And I would, of course, take you down the lane of Obamacare if that happened to be the case. But if you are healthy, high blood pressure is not a knockout question. However, I will say with a disclaimer that if you do take high blood pressure medication and you have an event that a doctor relates back to you having high blood pressure, again, a private insurance company could deny that claim. So, always be in full disclosure. This goes back to what I talked about earlier. Yes, you can apply for insurance online. You can get a link and you can apply and everything is good. You really need a licensed agent that not only understands how these plans work, but how you can maximize your benefits. And obviously, you want an agent to know, the parameters of that plan, so that you do not purchase a plan thinking that you have coverage, that when you make a claim, they may not pay it. I know I've said this 5 times on this broadcast alone, but I cannot stress this enough. It is extremely important to understand that. So on the hospital indemnity plans, you do have to go through medical underwriting. Likewise, if you decide to go with a short-term 3-year plan, which there's a few carriers that offer, one of my favorites is Tri-Term Healthcare from United Healthcare, you will have to go through strict underwriting guidelines in order to get approved for that plan. So it takes about 3 or 4 days. But once you are qualified, they're stating to you that they've looked into your medical records and they accept you. So you don't have that fear of something happening and you find out that it's not going to be covered. On the hospital indemnity plan, it's kind of cool. So let me give you an example of how they work. So let's say you decide to go with a hospital indemnity plan, and God forbid your appendix rupture, and you end up in the hospital and they have to operate to take your appendix out, and you're going to have to say, let's say you're going to stay in the hospital for 4 days, and with the surgery. You're also going to be eligible for the surgical benefit. Different plans run differently, so I'm not going to quote prices for what those surgical benefits are, but needless to say, some of them are usually based off the Medicare rate and what Medicare pays. So you get that. You also get your daily hospitalization. Let's say you went with a $5,000 a day benefit. That's unlimited, which I think is insane, given that a lot of people who fell ill to COVID, there were people that were in the hospital for months before they were moved to a nursing home facility or a long-term nursing facility to rehab until they were able to go home. So if you were in the hospital for that long, some of these plans, it's unlimited. I mean, it does have a cap. Most of them cap out at, say, $5 million, but you do have unlimited hospitalization days on these plans, which is excellent. The other thing that's kind of neat about it is you get, you're in hospital doctor visits. You do get, medications. You get all of that, but it's a fixed level benefit. So, for example, if you were in the hospital for 4 days with a $5,000 benefit, a daily benefit, that carrier would owe you the surgical benefit, any other benefit, your hospitalization benefit, which some of them offer, and then all the other surgical and all the other benefits that go along with that. So let's say when all is said and done, your benefits amount to $25,000. And the hospital bill comes in. There's 5 words that you want to learn when you have a hybrid private insurance plan, and whether it's short-term or hospital indemnity, is what is your cash price? The first thing you're going to want to do is call the hospital when you get the bill, is ask them what their cash price is. I have seen reductions upwards, and I am not kidding you, upwards of 70% off that bill. Now, mind you, that hospital indemnity plan is going to cut you a check for that $25,000, regardless of what the bill is. So on the good side, you get the bill and you find out that your hospital bill is $22,000. You actually get to keep that difference. You actually get to keep that $3,000. Now, if you're a savvy negotiator, and some of these plans come with benefits that will actually negotiate the hospital bill for you, you might be able to negotiate that bill down. As I said, I have seen it upwards of $70,000. The hospitals love to receive that cash right away. People that are uninsured or they have less than stellar coverage, they end up, carrying that and doing a charge off on a lot of that. So cash on the hand is great for the hospitals, and they love that. They absolutely love that. So if you negotiate that bill down and you get the check from the insurance company, typically we do what's called an assignment of benefits. They pay the hospital whatever the negotiated rate was. You're also going to get the negotiated rate from the network. Some of the plans you can go outside the network, but if you're in network, I've seen, again, numbers up to like 42% that you're going to save right off the top. So imagine if you save 42% because you're in network, and then you save an additional 70% because you were able to negotiate that down. I have seen checks get cut to the consumers for $7,000, $9,000 and upwards because you need an agent that is going to teach you the tricks of the trade, if you will, in terms of how you are going to navigate your healthcare and how you're going to navigate your bills and how you're going to navigate maximizing every single solitary benefit of that plan. So that's why these hybrid plans are so good. You have to go through medical underwriting. It's going to pay a fixed level benefit. If you are in the hospital, you don't have to worry. On a short-term plan, a lot of these short-term plans will cap out with, say, an appendicitis attack and an appendectomy. They're going to cap out and pay the limited benefit of $2,500. Sometimes you have not only the deductible that you have to hit. Short-term insurance is pretty expensive. So if you're paying a hefty monthly premium, and then in turn, you have to turn around and pay a high deductible, and then you've got to hit your, 70-30, your 80-20 co-insurance, you're going to be paying 20 or 30 and sometimes 40%, sometimes 50% of that bill up until you hit that maximum. Well, can you imagine if you had a 6-month short-term plan and God forbid that happened and you had to pay all that money out? Yeah, that not good, which is why I'm evangelical about these hospital indemnity plans. They are not for everybody, but there is a criteria of my client that, when I go through the checklist of some of the things that I look for, whether or not they're going to be eligible for these plans, if you check all the boxes, I definitely would take the time to explain these plans to you and explain just how you can maximize your benefits. Remember the key words that I taught you. Even if you are on a comprehensive health care plan through your employer or through ACA Obamacare, always lead with what is your cash price. And I'll tell you why. Several years ago, I went for a mammogram. My insurance, and when all was said and done, out of pocket, I ended up paying $583, only to take my mother to the doctor's a few weeks later, sitting outside of the x-ray department, and a woman went in and asked, what is the cash price for a mammogram? And they told her $250. I'm sure it's much more. That was quite a few years ago. But nonetheless, it is shocking to me just how asking what is your cash price. Sometimes it is far better to do that, to pay cash out of pocket, because you're going to get the network discount and you're going to get the cash price, than it is going to be what your insurance is going to cover you after that. So always make sure that you take a look at it and scrutinize those plans. All right, we got to take a quick break. This is Elevating with Marcia on XM 203, Sirius 217, and on the app 967 Sports Byline USA Radio Network. We'll be right back.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. That's 800-807-1981.
At 28, I had struggled with opiate and meth addiction for 12 years. I did and said things that the sober me never would have done. One day I realized I was not invincible. I was not exempt. And that's when a friend told me about Elite Rehab Placement. They gave me the tools I needed to get sober, and all it took was the one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. That's 800-403-5912.
Hello and welcome back to the Ronnie Deutsch Tax Program. On the line is Paul from California. Hi, Paul. What's your tax problem today?
Hi, Ronnie. Love your show. Listen, I've got a big problem. You see, my paycheck was garnished last week, and I'm only getting half the normal amount. To make matters worse, the IRS froze my bank account. Listen, I'm embarrassed and scared. I need some help.
Listen, Paul, you don't need to feel embarrassed. You just need some tax help. And the great news is the IRS has some unbelievable programs that can eliminate your tax debt so you don't have to worry about having your paycheck garnished or your bank levied. Doesn't that sound great?
It sure does, Ronnie.
Then do yourself a huge favor and get a free consultation right now and tell them the tax lady sent you.
855-715-5721. 855-715-5721. 855-715-5721. That's 855-715-5721.
Okay, Mario, my producer, says I have to take two and take us out. I want to thank you for tuning in and joining me today, doing what I do best, talk. What can I say? I was voted most talkative in high school. No surprise. All right, another podcast of Elevating with Marcia is in the cloud on XM 203, Sirius 217, and on the XM app, 967 Sports Byline USA Radio Network. You can find me on iHeartRadio, Amazon Audible, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, and the American Forces Radio Network. Today's show is brought to you by myhealth-quotes.com for all your insurance questions. I have the answers and solutions. Please stop by our Facebook or Instagram page or stop by MarciaHawkins.com. I post all the broadcast each week of the show there as well, so you can check that out. And if there's a topic, a conversation, or cause, or your business you would like me to talk up on Elevating with Marcia, hit up my line on Instagram or Facebook Messenger. I'll explain your options to be on Elevating with Marcia or allow me to communicate your message for you. A professionally designed podcast about your business is a wise investment, and it provides an excellent return on investment. Let's take the hour to feature you and your business on Elevating with Marcia and articulate your message about your cause, your products, your services. Maybe you have a resort destination. There is no better way to deliver your message than podcasting. You may also use the broadcast link to post it all over your social media channels. Podcasts are a way for your message to continue to talk. All right, everybody, that's it for today on Elevating with Marcia, Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Find us on XM 203, Sirius 217, and on the app, 967 Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Remember, always, always be in the minute to win it, and I hope you make it a great week. Adios.